boarding soon. I've got your delivery right here. Hey bro, thanks for the help. You haven't eaten yet, have you? Here, take this whole red herring for breakfast. Wow, thank you, sir. Hope you get rich every day. God bless you. Okay, I will go to work. Enjoy your meal. You just ate the tulips that could have fed the Prince of Orange and his entire court. 1600 seconds. The Netherlands was absolutely rolling in money. The age of exploration was at its peak, and Dutch East India Company ships came sailing back from all over the world loaded with spices and silk. Amsterdam became the world's busiest port. Everyone here was obsessed with striking it rich. Even the beggars were talking about investments. But who would have thought that this madness was sparked by nothing more than a single tulip? Nobody could have guessed this ordinary flower, native to Turkey, would throw the entire Dutch Republic into a mass frenzy. Even fewer realized it would become the first financial bubble in human history. It bankrupted countless wealthy individuals overnight, leaving only a chaotic mess behind. Tulips were first introduced to the Netherlands in the late 16th century. Initially, the tulip was a luxury reserved for the aristocracy. Its bloom was fleeting, yet its beauty was dazzling. The broken tulips, in particular, those adorned with vibrant, multicolored stripes, were incredibly rare and precious. The aristocrats treated them as a status symbol, displaying them in their homes to show off and using them to compete for social standing.
Look in my Semper Augustus. What a perfect shape. Those stripes are incredible. Barely a handful exist in all Amsterdam.
So what? Mine's the Viceroy. Cost me 500 guilders last year. Way rarer than yours.
You haven't seen anything. I heard someone traded an entire house for a rare broken tulip bulb.
Noble hype slowly pushed tulip prices higher. But the real madness began with one accidental discovery: tulips grew from bulbs, and the streaked broken tulips could only be reproduced that way, not from seeds. That meant broken tulips would always be limited. The rarer they were, the more they cost. Before long, sharp-minded smart merchants smelled opportunity. They started hoarding tulip bulbs and driving up prices. And regular people, once just onlookers, lost their minds over the dream of getting rich overnight. Heard about Hans next door? Bought a tulip bulb for 100 guilders last month. Sold it for 500 this month. 5 times the money. Really? If I grab one too, I could get out of poverty and be rich. Too late for that. The rarest bulbs already trade for 10 cows, 20 sheep, even a small fishing boat. Not too late. We pool our cash, stack up on bulbs, wait for prices to jump, and we'll be rolling in it. It was like a spark hitting dry grass. A nationwide speculative fire exploded across the Netherlands. Bankers, merchants, farmers, craftsmen, even beggars. Everyone flooded into the tulip market. People sold their homes, their land, mortgaged their shops and tools. Some even gave away their own children, all for a single tulip bulb. The Amsterdam Stock Exchange, originally for East India Company stock, turned into the main battlefield for tulip trading. Thousands of people crammed in every day, shouting prices, buying and selling bulbs like crazy. Prices jumped several times a day. Someone who bought in the morning could double their money by afternoon and walk away filthy rich. Semper Augustus. 1,000 guilders. Who wants it? 1,000. He'll take it. 1,200. Please, just give me something cheap. I sold my cow. This is all I have. That won't even buy a petal. Beat it. The Netherlands had completely lost its mind. Tulips weren't flowers anymore. They were a get minus rich minus quick scheme. A ticket to instant wealth. Nobody cared about bloom times or species anymore. All that mattered was the price. And how to sheen. Rumors spread that tulips would sell across Europe and prices would keep skyrocketing. Some people hadn't even seen a real tulip. They traded paper tulips just from drawings. The whole market shrieked of greed and madness. Everyone was lost in their get-minus-rich dreams, and no one saw the disaster coming. Listen up, folks. This is the one-of-a-kind Emperor Tulip. Only one in the world. 500 guilders now. 1,000 tomorrow. Miss it and you'll regret it forever. I'll buy you. Mate, Sir, calm down. One at a time. Everyone's gonna get rich. In the middle of all this chaos was a merchant named Peter Dillaucourt, a total speculation pro. He started as a regular cloth seller, but when he saw the tulip craze, he immediately sold his shop and stocked up on tons of tulip bulbs. He had a sharp eye and only hoarded the rare broken tulips. He quickly made a fortune, turning from a nobody into one of Amsterdam's richest men. He even threw a huge tulip party at his mansion, inviting all the speculators to show off his wealth. Mr. Dillaucourt, you were a genius. Made all this money in just months. You were our hero. This is nothing. Soon enough, I will buy up all of Amsterdam with tulip bulbs. Sir, can you take me under your wing? I want to get rich too. Sure, but you bring the cash. We buy bulbs together. Don't worry. I won't let you lose. Peter's insanity was just a tiny slice of Dutch life back then. Tulip prices had reached absurd levels. A common bulb could buy a cow. A rare broken tulip could buy a mansion, a ship, even a noble title. Everyone believed prices would keep going up, forever. In February 1637, a ship returned from Turkey carrying a huge shipment of tulip bulbs. There were tons of them, covering every variety including many so minus called rare broken tulips. Worse still, these bulbs cost half what people were paying on the market. When the news spread, the first to panic were the merchants hoarding mountains of bulbs. They realized tulips weren't rare anymore, and prices were about to crash, so they began dumping their bulbs like crazy, trying to save what they could before the bottom fell out. Someone buy these. Semper Augustus, 500 guilders, 400, 300. Sell. Everyone is selling. Tulips are crashing hard. Please, will anyone buy my bulb? I spent everything I had on this. Please. Tulip prices plummeted lower and lower. In just a few days, prices crashed more than 90%. Bulbs that once bought mansions were worth less than a common flower. Ordinary bulbs that traded for cows were now just trash. How could this happen? Why the crash? My money, my house, everything gone. I shouldn't have been greedy. I sold my cow, my land. Now I have nothing left. When the bubble burst, the Netherlands descended into chaos. Countless merchants went bankrupt. Families lost everything. Some couldn't take the pain and took their own lives. Once minus bustling Amsterdam grew quiet. Banks collapsed. Shops closed. Sailors lost their jobs. The Dutch economy took a devastating hit and took decades to recover. The tulips that once ruled the country went back to being ordinary flowers, sitting in regular people's windows, no longer seen as a path to wealth. All that remained was a wild story, a warning to the world greed is a monster, and speculation always has a price. Tulip Mania was the first mass speculative bubble in human history. This wild chapter became one of the most famous lessons in financial history, reminding everyone respect the market, invest wisely, and stay rational. If you like this video, share and subscribe.